basketball.
Yeah, very exciting
All right,
stuff.
here's what's brewing. The Mets kick off their opening day today at Citi Field. The game is at 1:10. I come from a long line of Met fans.
You are a big fan, huh? Do you have a favorite player on the team?
No, I like the '86 Mets when they were like awesome.
Oh, classic. Okay.
The classic Mets.
So you're just a fan of their mascot now.
There you go, Mr. Met.
If you're a Red Sox fan, things kick off today for you at Fenway, their season opener. It'll be the first time without Big Papi since 2012, which will be a totally different feel for the team. So should be interesting. And there's Big Papi for the last time that we'll probably see him here on CT Style. And how about for all the Yankee faithfuls, Teresa?
Yeah, I mean, we're right in the middle here. Their season opener was yesterday. They lost, but that's okay because they had the best preseason in more than 50 years.
How cool is that? And then also Saturday night on MyTV9, John Pearson had a little special there. You just saw him and Rob Dibble. Funny, when they were taping that special that aired Saturday night, I was leaving the CT Style studio, and Rod Dibble, for people who don't know, he's a Connecticut guy, World Series champion pitcher.
One of the nasty boys from the Reds, right?
Yeah, and I'm a big baseball fan. I pitched in high school, so it was cool. I was like, oh,
he's
let me go
pretty legendary. I mean, not only here in baseball.
Yeah, so I was like, let me go say hi to the guy. He's outside of our studio here. So I walk up to him, and this is what I look like walking up to Rob Dibble. There's him on the left, and there's me. I'm wearing my crown sachet from our prom special. And he's got his ripped off sleeves, and I'm, oh, hi, Rob Dibble. And I forgot that it was on my head, and I'm talking.
Slightly more intimidating than you do.
Who looks more masculine there?
Well, that's a tough one.
I don't know.
Right.
So it is. Yeah,
you looked handsome that day.
I gotta work on that. The pink tie too. We'll just scratch that off the list.
But anyway, moving on now. Maybe you're enjoying a nice cup of joe this morning while watching CT Style. If you're still half asleep, the next product might be for you. Yeah,
this is pretty wild. You were talking about this earlier today. New coffee. It's 6 times stronger than Red Bull.
Yeah, it's the world's strongest coffee. It is now available in the United States. However, in a 12-ounce cup of Black Insomnia, which that's what it's called, there's more than 700 milligrams of caffeine. So the FDA recommends a limit of 400 milligrams per day. That's like, I would say, 4 cups, maybe 3 cups, 3.5 cups.
I have an idea. How about you don't drink it? There's a concept.
I mean, I feel like I'm shaking already.
Yeah, why?
That's intense.
What's the point of that? Like, people try to push their product over the edge, but like, is that benefiting anybody? Is that helping people wake up or have heart attacks?
Heart attack waiting to happen. It's $15 a pound. In case you're interested, you can find it on Amazon.
We'll steer clear from that one. Hey, we missed April Fool's here on CT
I know,
Style.
and I'm sure you would have got me somehow.
Maybe, but this past weekend, 2 guys, they tried to at least. They had a little April Fool's joke. Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau challenged actor Matthew Perry to a fight on Twitter. Now, they used to go to school together in the past.
Okay, now the match comes after Perry told Jimmy Kimmel last month he beat up Trudeau years ago when they were in school. Perry suggested the grade school clash was motivated by athletic jealousy.
And then the Friends actor declined Trudeau's invitation to the fight, saying, I think I'll pass on your request for a rematch, kind sir, given that you currently have an army at your disposal. So
isn't that the truth?
We think we would know who won that one. Did you ever have any funny April Fool's jokes happen to you?
I was trying to think back. My brother put Nair in my shampoo.
Whoa, what?
But I was, you know.
That's horrible. That's not even a joke.
That's not even funny at all.
He did that to you?
But I smelled it before I put it in my hair.
You do that? You smell your shampoo every time?
Well, it felt different. I knew the texture was different.
That would have been horrible. Could you imagine your whole...
Oh my God. I was like 11. It would have been horrible.
Horrible. My buddy put my car on Craigslist. I had a Honda Civic.
That's pretty funny. And did you get any takers?
Yeah, I got text messages, phone calls. Hey, man, I'm looking to buy your Honda Civic.
And it wasn't for sale at all?
What are you talking about? Like, I got like 15 calls.
That is a great prank.
Horrible.
That's really funny.
Horrible stuff.
All right, and this next story is no joke for a group of witches in California. On Sunday, a group of protesters gathered in hopes of impeaching the president with a curse.
Oh.
Yep, a dozen witches gathered in Balboa Park Sunday, right? To protest President Trump.
They signed pink slips and put on the
It's an interesting looking bunch there, huh?
Yes. Curse the president. My question is, how does one become a witch? Do you go to school for this? Or, like when they're growing up in the classroom, they say, Johnny, what do you want to be? I want to be a doctor. I want to be a mechanic. Oh, I want to be a witch. Like,
I don't have
is
an
that
answer
a thing?
For you.
Do they have LinkedIn profiles? Can you endorse them for these skills?
Further into this, I think.
We probably shouldn't be saying this because we don't want to get. Can they curse through the TV thing?
Oh, don't say that. I don't know.
We love you guys. We love you. Salem for life.
I don't know if they're watching us. Salem for life.
Yeah.
You're funny. All right, the next story is truly inspirational. A middle school basketball player in Florida has become an overnight sensation. 13-year-old Jamiron Stiles lost his arms when he was a baby from a rare bacterial infection, but he's getting three-point shots like it's nothing. A video
Yeah.
on Twitter
Look at
of
this
the
guy.
teenager went viral last week.
Ballin'. There he is. Look at this guy. He's like the star
Good
of
for
the game
him,
there, you
man.
know?
Nothing's going to slow him down.
He's also a football player, so that season's going to be coming up this fall. Quite the inspiration there, you know, and he's going viral. So good for him.
Wow, that's terrific.
Let's transition into the pet department. You know, we like talking pets here on CT Style. So some people in life may dream of going to Hollywood, becoming stars. I'm not naming names or pointing fingers or anything. But if you don't make it big, then maybe your pet can now.
Yeah, Arizona Animal Actors is making some four-legged friends pretty popular. The actors take part in major productions with companies like Disney, ESPN, and A&E.
My question is, do they have Oscars for this? Is it like this year's nominees
I bet you
are
there's little doggy awards.
Mark Wahlberg, Brad Pitt, Tina Fey?
You are
No?
a very clever man.
You're not liking those nominee
I
names,
think that's
huh?
pretty funny.
Okay.